My name is Dale Hurl, and I am the superintendent of the Independent School District.
So you're saying private schools and charter schools can help take money away from the tax system?
If this is allowed, there's only so much in the pot of money for K-12 education. I think we can all agree upon that. There is certainly a call on the foundation formula if this occurs, as far as the virtual piece. And with the tax voucher system, there's also still a call on the general revenue. Right now, within the bill, it's set at $50 million.
So then you support a bill that I may file then that says since my kids go to private school, I don't have to pay the taxes for the public school.
Actually, I would not approve of that. And here's why. I think I understand where your argument's
Isn't
going.
that kind of double-sided coin?
No, and let me explain on that. I always look at, there's always individuals within a community that may not have children. My parents, obviously, all of their children are out of school, yet they still pay taxes which go to support public schools. And they do so, they do so willingly. At some point, there's always a greater good that has to occur. And though you may not have a child within that school system, strong public schools are vital to communities. And I don't think anybody could disagree on that.
And that's understandable, but what about that parent that understands that the child's education needs to be strong, and so we send them to a public or to a private school?
Okay.
I mean, we have the same needs here between the private school and the public school. The parents still have the same need, and that is educating their child.
And I have no disagreement with that. But that is their choice to make. And if they
So
wish
the
to
taxes should be our choice too, then.
I would disagree with that.
Because I'm okay paying taxes with my kids going to private school as long as I know that there are charter schools out there. If my tax dollars would go to help with those charter schools, I'm fine with that. But the problem is my second question here. You had mentioned we fully funded the system.
Fully funded the foundation formula.
Do we still have kids failing in it?
I believe we have kids failing in charter schools, there are kids in private schools, and in public schools. I don't think anybody can say that every child out there is successful.
No, I'm sure we have them failing in every area there is, but we're trying to catch them all. And here we have an area that's fully funded and we're still losing them. Charter schools are still struggling to even open their doors because they're being fought every chance they get. The parents need an option, and I think, as you've heard many times, we're done talking about the $50 million that it's taken, charter schools are taking, and things like that. Because if the charter schools are working, I'm all right spending it. And I think this committee would be all right doing it too, because we are here for the children. We leave none behind.
Okay.
I made a comment not
when you said if you just Google fraud, embezzlement,
and that had nothing to do with the CEO. That had to do with just virtual
companies in general. Okay. So it's your opinion that most virtual companies are probably fraudsters or embezzlers because a lot of Google, results come up.
And I did not state that most.
Okay.
I believe I did state that if you do a search, you will find a significant number, though.
Okay. I did a search, but I accidentally put in superintendent after fraud and embezzlement. And you wouldn't believe the headlines. Former Lincoln Way School Superintendent died on fraud. Former superintendent allegedly stole money from Parlier United. Former superintendent facing embezzlement and wire fraud. So much so that they did a documentary at HBO and a full feature film on a guy a superintendent that siphoned $2.5 million off to start a company.
I hope my name was not on there.
Well, I was going to ask you, are you a fraudster?
I'm pretty sure that
because
it's not on
obviously
there.
all superintendents, according to Google, are fraudsters and embezzlers.